cadreism, okay? Cadreism, they reduce the presence of cadres in bus stops and in markets, and then they increase them in institutions of governance. And so everybody starts to think politics even where they are supposed to be technocratic, where they're supposed to show leadership, which is away from politics. They take political decisions.
Welcome to your trusted source for insightful news and compelling stories, Zambia Today Television, where stories truly unfold. And today, we bring you a hard-hitting report that's making waves across the nation. In a scathing critique of the United Party for National Development government, Lunte Member of Parliament Mutotwe Kafwaya has accused the ruling party of institutionalizing political cadres within key government institutions. Mr. Kafwaya's claims have sparked widespread debate and concern over the integrity of Zambia's public institutions. Let's dive into the details.
Politics, even where they are supposed to be technocratic, where they're supposed to show leadership, which is away from politics, they take political decisions. Haven't you seen PSs appearing on radio or even on TV like this one, and all they do is to speak politics?
Speaking to journalists on Tuesday, Mr. Kafwaya expressed grave concerns about what he termed as the blatant appointment of known UPND cadres to critical positions in government. He cited the Electoral Commission of Zambia as a prime example, pointing to the appointment of Mwangala Zalumis as chairperson. According to Mr. Kafwaya, such appointments undermine the credibility and professionalism of vital institutions. He warned that this trend poses a significant threat to Zambia's governance and national unity.
But today you have card-carrying members of UPND, okay, being appointed as board chairpersons, as commissioners, even in key institutions like the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Okay, you have to check properly. Even those appointed in very high positions, they tried to contest elections under UPND. Many of them, you can go to the University of Zambia, you go to Parliament, you find a number of such appointments. Now, those are dangerous appointments because what they have is an agenda for UPND, and they find it easy to push the UPND agenda instead of a national agenda. So the cadreism which is there now is more dangerous than what you used to have. More dangerous. And if UPND thinks that they have done well in that area, I'm here to tell you that they have done very poorly. Because you don't replace a more dangerous type of cadreism to what was bad. And not to say the cadreism at the market was good. It wasn't good. It was poor. It was bad.
Mr. Kafwaya didn't stop there. He further argued that placing cadres in strategic roles compromises the independence of institutions like the Electoral Commission of Zambia, making them vulnerable to ruling party influence.
Going to bed hungry, and the government is doing nothing about it. If you be load-shedded for 2 days instant, and when power comes you're only given for 2 days, and government is indifferent, and they are even exporting the little power that is available. So those can only be special people who should benefit from a system. It doesn't matter how, even illegally. That is the point. Now, UPND as a government must U-turn. They must stop doing that. Look, once they assumed office, they assumed the power to govern. They then assumed the power to govern the nation. Not UPND, not to impress UPND. This is why when the president some time back said, you see those people, so very soon they will be unable to repair their vehicles. I thought that was irresponsible on the part of the president, because those people are your people. They may be PF, they may be they may belong to other political organizations other than UPND, but they are your people. This is why it is irresponsible for the UPND government to refuse to pay people who supplied the government during the time PF was in office. Because those are Zambians, they are your people. You see, they were hiding through what they were calling audit. We want to audit and be sure that these people supplied. Have you been auditing for 3 years? When you look at the illicit financial flows, when you look at the abrogation of the Constitution, when you look at corruption, when you look at bad governance, when you look at national division, when you look at, earlier we spoke about accountability. When you look at the circumvention of accountability and transparency, when you look at the governance structures being put, and even the disregard for resourcing of critical institutions like the Anti-Corruption Commission, which has gone for months without a substantive chief executive officer and without a board. When you look at those matters and then you go back to PF, you'll be able to say, okay, PF, you were bad. Because during your time, you produced 2 billion kwacha as illicit financial flows. But what has UPND produced in 1 year? 60 billion. 60 billion kwacha.
Where is the Anti-Corruption Commission?
Where is the Anti-Corruption Commission? It is in downtown, but it has no substantive chief executive officer.
The Lunte MP's criticism comes at a time when the UPND faces mounting accusations of failing to live up to its campaign promises of reform and inclusivity. Critics argue that appointing party loyalists to senior positions contradicts the party's pledge to depoliticize public institutions.
I've submitted 810 reports to law enforcement agencies specifying the culprits in the FIC reports. Up to today, you don't know not even one. You imagine any one of those was a member of the PF. Any one of those imagine he was a member of the PF.
As Zambia gears up for future elections, the debate surrounding political influence in governance structures continues to intensify. Many are calling for a shift toward impartiality and professionalism in public institutions to ensure they truly serve the Zambian people.
Is being declared as sand at a border which is guarded by workers of government. You steal lithium, such an expensive mineral resource, and you want to export it illegally, and you declare it as sand. You see? At the same time, my brother, gold is being traded, not anywhere else, but at the presidential pavilion. At the
KK International Airport scandal, the gold scam.
So, these are matters which will go quietly.
That's all for tonight's edition of Zambia Today Television, where stories unfold. Keep the conversation going by sharing your thoughts on this issue in the comments section below.
Okay. Now, that is not governance. That is dividing people. Because if I commit a crime as me, it shouldn't be a worse off crime than the one you commit. We must all be treated the same before the law.